Hi everyone, it's Chunky Miss Nan, and as promised, I have the retro journal that I'm starting, and we are going to cover this portion today, and then the signatures I'll bring on a later date. Basically, this is the book that I had chosen, hardcover. I prefer hardcover to any other cover, even though I will work with any cover, even the most flexible ones. But my preference is hardcover. You might have your own. So welcome to those that are new, and I'm glad to see those that are returning. This is going to be a quick video. I'm not going to take too long, but before I start this one, and again, it's a retro journal that I'm creating. I won't work on the embellishing the cover once I put the cloth on it, simply because I have an idea, but I'm not positive as to where I'm going with it, but I'm sure of what I want in the front, on the front of the book. So I did create some of the covers, and I'm going to show you that before I actually go into this one, because you can choose any book you want. So I do have another hardcover, and this is it. Beautiful. This would even make a beautiful retro journal, which, even though I'm doing this one, debating whether I want to use this one, because now that I've covered this one, I am enamored with it. I love it. It does remind me of the 70s, 60s and 70s, even though I said I was going to do 70s and 80s. But I'm just going to go with what I want to put in the book. So I'm not sure about this one. And then I have this one, which is also another colorful one. I want my book to be really colorful. The clothing they used to use in those days, the bell bottoms and all, just a lot of color. So this one is made with actual cardboard that I have. It's a very thick poster board. So you can use hardcover, poster board, and I've already put the cover on them, and it is flexible. Yes, the hardcover is not. And then I have this one here, which is nice too, would go with the same theme, the retro theme, but this one's made out of a hamburger box from Trader Joe's. And this one is also, this is a little harder than this one, but because I've already added the paper on it, so the more you add onto it, the sturdier it gets. But it's still flexible, and this one's wider than this one. It's actually, this one is actually wider. Let's see, is it wider than this one? Let's see here. No, but the wider, the less chunky your book is going to be. So I think this one, because I'm not going to cut it apart, but because of the spine, it may become a chunky monkey. I don't know. I just don't know when to stop when I am embellishing my book. But without further ado, all you need is scissor, tape, and your piece of material, and of course, the book that you want to use. So let's get this baby rolling. Before I go any further, just wanted you to know that its spine is about a ½ inch, and from top to bottom 9 inches, and from side to side it is 6. So I wanted to show you real quick also that I have about 1 inch on the sides for the overlap, and I'm shy just a little on the bottom and the top of 1 inch shy of it. So, and they usually, well, what I've seen compared to what I do, a lot of times many will miter the corners, so they cut from here to here, leaving just a tiny bit of an overlap to put there. But I think today I'm going to leave that like that, and you'll see how I do that. For my books, I usually use my favorite glue, which is the Extra Strength Elmer's Craft Bond. I don't like using the liquid. I mean, you can, because if you put a thin layer, just make sure you cover it really well. If the material is really thin, that liquid will seep through the material. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do this. So what I do is I just cover all this with this glue, and I am liberal with it because I want that cover to stay on there. And I will work this one, and it's the same process for the spine. The only thing is, once you put the material on, you're gonna press into the grooves so that you have that indentation on the cover, and when you open and close it, the material will not pop up. You got to make sure there's glue in there and that cover is deep in there. So, and that I usually do after I put the first part of the cover on. And this book is really sturdy compared to the other one that I was going to use. But I want this to cover well, so. And the glue's gonna cost you, but I'm not worried about that. Okay, let's see if I can do this and make sure that I'm putting that material on there. No, I'm gonna have to do it this way. Yes. Let me turn it like this. I just want to make sure. And the good thing about this is if you put it down and you don't feel you put it down straight, or you know what, I'm going to lay the material down. Let's do this to make it easier and not complicated, because it can get complicated. I just have to remember which side is up, which would be that. That's why I put the arrow there so I don't forget. Okay. So this will lie down about right there. Let's see if I need to pull it this way. I can pull it a little bit over to make sure I have the right amount on there, and I can push up just a little bit before that actually glues down, and then I'll turn it over and just press on it lightly. No need to press on it hard, it's gonna stay there. Just make sure the edges, a lot of times at the end I will go back and add more glue on the edges, because a lot of times the edges can be messed, just to make sure there's plenty there. Okay, so then what I do is I flip it backwards, because that part is done. And what I do is I lift the book up and make sure that I get that glue in the groove. You have to fidget sometimes with the glue stick and the book, but this is what I do so that material will stay in there, and then just put more on here. And this book, actually this book, I am going to make it a hidden spine. I don't want the thread to come out from the back of the material. Okay, so then what I do is I flip it back. I just use my finger lightly to go through there. And on top of the spine, it's already glued. And then my other finger, you can use your, what is it called? I forget what it's called. Is it bone folder? This thingy here. And make sure that that is pressed on there. And as you see, once it's dried, when you do this, you'll get that beautiful, beautiful indentation there in the groove. So you want it to dry really well. So in this case, once I've glued it all, we'll leave it flat on its back until it's dried. Before I do anything else, I let it dry. So I'm gonna put more glue on this side. I hope you're all doing good. It's a rainy day today. I've been feeling so blah the last few days, unfortunately, due to the shingles shot. I wasn't gonna do it, but I went ahead and did it, and it's a two visit process. I asked the young man if I was going to have any side effects. He said, no, not really, just maybe some pain in the injection area. He said most people complain of side effects on the second shot, second injection. Oh boy, this is the first one, but it threw me off for a few days. Okay, covered it completely. Go back and just, I go from one side to the other. So we have the front covered. And if by chance, by doing this, my material gets just a tiny bit crooked, I'm not gonna worry about that, because the inside is going to be covered with some form of paper. I don't know yet. I'm trying to choose whether it's going to be blue or pink. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that is down. Make sure there's no bubbles in there. You rub it and none of the glue seeps through the material. That's what I love about this. And this glue it really works. I have not had a book that has come apart. I mean, the cover off of the cover. The material on the cover has never come apart. Okay, and let's see. I didn't want to miter the corners, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue on the edge here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on there and to the side and show you how you just press on this here. Put that up. Press here so that stays in place. There we go. And on this side, that way you get a nice clean corner. Add extra glue if you need to. Okay, and if there's some threads sticking out, just cut those off. Let me make sure I'm in frame. Yes, I am. Okay, just make sure. Bring that down and do the same thing for all 4 sides. And let's see. Put glue here, there. I add it to the corner, to the side, and to the side, so that when you put that on there and you press on the corner, that corner will stay down. And this one will too. And you get a clean corner. You'll see that once I turn the book over. And if you need to add more glue, just add a little more glue. And that will stay down once you put a paper or whatever you choose to put on the inside of your book, which it is going to be paper. I just don't know. I have to find the perfect paper for the inside. And on this one, I think I will be digging into some old pictures that I have of that time in my life that I'm going to add into the book. So here we go with this one. And there. So you get a clean corner. Let me pull a little bit. I don't want it to be round. I actually want it to be pointy. You can also add those corner protectors, metal corner protectors on the side if you want to. Then there's this. Okay, let's bring that up. Pat this down so we get a clean corner. You can use your bone folder to do that, or credit card. Anything that has a sharp side to it, bring it down. And there we go. So let's see if I turn it over to look. There we go. Nice, clean, flush corner. So I'm just going to run the glue over the side like this. And I do put some on the material a little bit, just to make sure that baby's going to stay down. And I bring it over. You can tug a little bit to make sure that corner comes in. There we go. And I run it straight across here. Okay, let me bring this over this way to make sure I'm in frame. But I'm sure you get the idea. I also have an older video up that shows the same process that I take with the different types of substrates that I use to make my junk journals. Okay, that is in. I will turn it over to check to make sure there's, oh, that's going to be nice. Okay, and here we go. My glue is getting all messy here. Okay, and I am pressing hard, so there's a chunk of glue going onto the book. I want to make sure that baby sticks very well. So we're going to bring that over. I don't pull too hard on the spine because the spine is thinner than the cover. And if you pull too hard, you're gonna sort of shorten the length and make the spine a little crooked. So there we go. And then one last side, which is this, make sure that stays down. Okay, and use your bone folder to press down on that. I'm not too worried about it not sticking with the amount of glue that I add onto it. And let's finish this last side. That baby will stay down. And I don't think I didn't go far enough. Perfect. Let's see. Just bring it over. Make sure it's down. And then again, sometimes I'll take the cover itself and I would just lay it on top of a placemat and then lay some books on top so that it stays nice and flat. But there we go with that. And that cover is a beauty. So there it is. And now I'm just going to leave for a second, get the paper that I want to put on here, and that's pretty much how you put your cover on. So there's this one, this one. I'm not a person to be attracted by vibrant colors like this in anything I wear either, but I like this one, and then this one's nice too. And so is that one. So I will be making several books and just gifting them because I don't think I'm going to use all this. I'm trying to not hoard what I have because I'm sure that many of you have things that you've made and just want to keep everything you make. But I'll be off for a minute. Let me get my paper. I decided to go with this design. I was going to use this one on one of the signatures, but I thought it would go great. I do not want to have to go purchase more paper. I have so much of it. But I managed to find some of these corner protectors. The only thing is I have 3 that are alike and 1 that is different. So I'm going to use them on this one. But it will have one that's an odd one, and that is okay. This book is going to be mine, and I will work on it as I wish. So what I'm going to do is, let's see here. I don't want this to go completely over. And let's see how much I have to cut on the edge. So I'm going to use a pencil to mark there. I want it about here. Okay, so let me cut that down. So in my, so that is the paper I'm going to put on there. I won't bore you by showing you the process on gluing it down because you're basically just going to add the same glue on your book and glue this down. I think that looks really great. The polka dot. I wasn't sure what I was going to add to it, but I think that's going to look amazing. So I'll be back as soon as I glue this down. And here it is. So what I did was I took the bone folder and rubbed it on top of the paper so that there are no bubbles in there, and the same thing on the other side. Look at that. I didn't think it was going to go well with the material, but it looks perfect. And I like the fact that I cut the paper just shorter of the cover because I wanted those beautiful blues and pinks and aquas to come out on the edge. It sort of gave it a frame. I am liking this very much, very, very much. So I will be putting it underneath the placemat because I want to make sure this baby keeps its shape. And the cover itself, the spine was a little bent, so that's why I'm getting this sort of hill here. And let's see, my signatures are almost done, and basically that's what we are going to add to this. And I don't know whether I should just go ahead and embellish the signatures completely and put them in. It'll take me a little time to do that, or bring you along with me as we embellish some of the book, at least, not completely, which I'm leaning more towards that. So my other bookmarks, my other covers, I will be completing those at a later time. That'll be too much work for me between the two books that I'm working on. So what I want to say is thank you for joining me for this process. I hope it inspires you to go out there and create your own book. Thank you so much. If I forgot anything, I'll mention it in the next video. So have a good one. God bless you. Hope to see you soon. To the next one. Bye-bye.